So someone's asking about how do I adjust 034 control arms? I'm assuming
Yeah,
they're
this is a carryover
yeah
question because we have some
yeah.
show and
So
tell
we're
for you.
we're prepared for this one. Um, so this is one of our upper adjustable front control arms. This is available for the B5, B6, B7, B8, and B9 platform. These are specifically designed to replace the two upper links in the Audi multi-link front suspension, those platforms. So like as Nate just referenced, the RS3 and MQB platform, there's struts in the front, so there's no upper control arm. The upper pivot point is the strut. Um, sometimes, and we have sold so many of these style arms. I think we released um, our B5, B6, B7 arms back like at least 10 years ago. Um, but at the time, there was only one product on the market, and it had um, a turnbuckle right in the middle of the arm. Now, if you look at factory arms in general, especially an arm of this length, you would never see the factory put turnbuckle or the weakest point of the arm right in the middle. If you've ever taken a stick and broken it, you know that you can apply force and it always breaks in the middle. Um, So that's the same kind of thing that would happen to an arm. So we went a different route, and we made the arm adjustable by putting a threaded heim on the end. So you can see as you thread this in and out, the arm gets longer or shorter depending on which way you turn it. We've always gotten feedback over the years of these arms are too hard to adjust, um, and I think there's generally been a misunderstanding on how to adjust these. We've put some resources out there, but we want to address it here in this video. So um, I think there's a common misconception that the pin, which goes in the top of the front upright or bearing carrier, that the pin has to be pulled in and out of the upright in order to make these adjustments. And that's not the case. So the beauty of our design is that once you take the top bolt off, and so the way these come is there's a bolt and a washer. And so the bolt can be removed, the washer slides right off, and now the heim or rod end just slides over, and it's a tight no slot fit. So if you want to make an adjustment, you can tighten the pinch bolt in the upright, and that's set. All you have to do is slide the arm off the top, turn it, and each turn moves
We
the
document, I
bearing in
think,
and
on the
out.
website
It's
too,
all on our
what how
website.
much you can expect for a camber change per
Right.
turn to help you more quickly dial it in.
And then you simply slide it back on. And then you can lower the car. If you need to, you can quickly and temporarily just install thread the top bolt in, snug it by hand. And you can lower the car back on its suspension and recheck the alignment. If you need to make another adjustment, you remove the top bolt. Again, you don't have to torque it. You slide it off, and you can make adjustments. So the beauty of this style of adjustment is unlike a turnbuckle, is if you get it right in the right spot, and sometimes when you tighten the nut, it creeps. It moves as you tighten the nut. So this style of adjustment, you have very discrete steps that you can adjust in, and once you're in the right spot, you don't have to. You can just put the washer on and install the bolt, torque that once and for all, and as you torque this, the length of the arm cannot change. It doesn't change. So you lock in on alignment once you have it where you want. It's possibly maybe a touch more work, but in some cases it's less work because there's no creep. I think the people that think it's a lot of work, they're dealing with this pinch bolt here, and that's not how the arm is designed. So we used to ship the arms assembled like this, and I think that was creating some confusion because maybe people thought that they shouldn't tamper with this assembly. But we are now shipping these arms disassembled. So we thought, you know what, it's like Legos. A lot of the fun is
Well,
putting it
and
together. So
yeah, they're shipped. They need to be a torqued and assembled.
yeah,
Final assembly in the car. Yeah, it's all in the small
yeah, we have
instructions.
instructions and stuff, but
Um,
we now let the users assemble everything. Everything's designed to be disassembled, taken apart, put back together. It's a very durable. Uh, Not only is it OEM grade, but it's motorsport grade product. And then, of course, all of our arms feature stiffer density inner bushings. so you get a better performing product all around. But when you get these set up on a car and you get the camber where you want it makes a huge improvement. So we typically offer two styles. One style makes the arm longer than stock, so it's if you have too much camber and you want to take away camber, or we have a style that's makes the arm shorter than stock and allows you to give more camber. So on a typical sport application where the car's not dumped, you could add, another 2 degrees of camber or something like that, and greatly improve the handling. So our B9S4 with these arms, it transforms the car. When you readjust the arms in and give the front suspension some camber, it gives the car so much more grip. So, and it also makes the car just the steering and turning much more quick and precise.
We have a follow-up question on it.
Yeah.
The half turns, do they provide enough resolution for final adjustment?
They do, yeah. They're what is our web page?
We
say? I mean, it's a
document the difference.
it's a fine thread, so it's a very small amount, and I think certainly you're limited, but I don't think in the real world it's actually limiting. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been having people. We've probably had like 10,000 cars set their alignments with these arms over the last 10 years.
It's 0.1 of a degree per.
Yeah, 0.1 degree per turn.
Per half turn, I think.
Yeah.
Per half turn. Yeah.
Per half turn, right? So that's a good amount of resolution that you would ever want. I don't even know if a lot of machines read finer than that. So no, it's the right product. It's what you need, and the thing is, this competitor that we moved away from the way they did it. There's so many documented cases of their arms breaking or bending. That's the last thing we want a customer having to deal with. So this is a bulletproof, solid design. The only way this could fail is if this bolt's not torqued properly and it falls out. But that could happen when you're installing any part or component. This is a proven product that's been on the market for, like I said, 10 years now, and even with some of the questions and doubts out there, we still have a hard time keeping it in stock.
Are they rebuildable? It's another question. Yes.
Completely rebuildable.
It's as simple as spinning out the rod end and spinning a new one.
Yeah, the arm never wears out.
You don't even have to take your pinch bolt out. You can just rebuild.
And I think we sell like 4 different rebuild kits for these.
Yeah,
It's
for
ridiculous.
whatever you need.
You can buy just the Heims. And then there's a kit that adds the pin and the washers, and then there's bushings, and so. Unlike other stuff where you just have to buy a whole new arm, they're fully rebuildable. You can keep these going for the life of the car. And we price the rebuild kits with a lower profit margin than we would on most of our products, just as a way to support the customers. So I think you find, you could rebuild these arms for about $100. It's the idea, So
In relation to the arms, someone asked, should they replace the torque to yield bolts when they're installing the arms on the inner sides?
yeah, I mean, generally a good idea. I believe we sell those. But in my experience, and this is not a legal recommendation, but in my experience, you can typically apply all the warnings, reuse a torque to yield bolt once. There's enough stretch.
Those are torque to yields on the.
If it's torque to
uppers
yield,
on these,
I'm not
the only torque to yields in question are the subframe bolts.
Torque to yields are when you do the 90 degree or the
After
100
your torque setting.
Yeah. So if you're just, going to a torque setting is typically not. But generally, when you're torquing a bolt like that, you really want to feel the nut really tighten up. The more you turn it, the tighter it gets, the more resistance there is. If you get to a certain point and it gets tight and it starts getting softer again, that bolt may have. You should replace that bolt because it's likely lost the range of tension it can apply within the stretch that it's designed in the bolt. So
Yeah, and then same for like your lock nuts and things. If those are super crusty and just have no more locking ability to them, make sure you replace those when you're in there.